Hi there, thanks very much for joining one of our first short videos on how to on Analyser. We're going to be doing a series of these going forward. These are recorded, so wherever you're watching it from, we don't really have any of the normal kind of housekeeping things other than I would recommend if a fire alarm goes off wherever you are, then it's probably best to leave the building. Other than that, you're all good to do and watch and consume wherever you are. My name's Terry from the Landcat. I'm joined by Abbey. We're the team behind Analyser, both in terms of proposition, and we're also the people that are here to help you when you have any questions or would like a demo or anything at all like that. There's various ways you can contact us, which is via the Get in Touch button in Analyser, and we'll cover a little bit more of that at the end. Today's short demo is about getting started, where we're going to show you something that often comes up when we do one-on-one demos with users, which they might not quite realize is there or is the first thing to do before you start to go into due diligence. So we're specifically going to focus on getting started with the due diligence part of Analyser. There's other parts of Analyser that we'll cover in other short demos, but we're going to do getting started today. It'll take from now about 5 to 10 minutes to show you it. And after that, our other short demos will go through the next bits. So that's what we're about to do. And with that, we will now share our screen and show you the thing. So here we are. As you can see, very quick summary. Analyser has various functions. It's got the main dashboard. It's got a directory. It's got comparisons. It's got a full due diligence module. It's got insights and help. It's got a content hub, and it's got My Firm. And the My Firm bit is what we're going to focus on getting started, because as a user, this is the first thing that you should complete before you go on and do full due diligence. So without further ado, I'll click on My Firm and show you that there's two parts of it. One's My Pricing, which we'll get on to next, and we'll begin with client segments. So in a short way to describe it, the first thing you do is tell Analyser what your client proposition currently is. And in doing that, you're then seeding the system with the foundation information for you to then apply that information to the full due diligence module. So this is what it looks like. The first time you create your client proposition, which can be by segment if you segment your client base, or it can be just your proposition if you don't segment. Different people do it different ways, but you're simply clicking the little plus button here and it will create a new add segment option for you. I'm not going to fill that out in front of you because you would find that boring. I'm going in true Blue Peter fashion. I'll show you one that I've made earlier, but you click on My Firm, go to client segments and create one. But for one that I've created earlier to show you what one looks like when it's been completed, I'll go into that and I'll click on edit. Obviously, once you've created it, you can edit it after, but it's a case of telling the segment what the name is. This one happens to be for accumulators. Again, if you do not segment, you can just give it the name of your firm or your client proposition. But if you do segment, and however way you do segment it, then the name will be self-evident. As this is accumulators, I've told Analyser that it's for clients broadly under the age of 55. And in this imaginary Landcat advisory business, we are looking for those clients to be able to self-serve when it comes to getting valuations and that sort of thing. You tell it the type of proposition you use for investments. More and more people are using KIPs now. So for this one, we're using an outsourced MPS provider, which happens to be Sparrows, totally picked out of the blue. The next thing that you want to tell the segment is your firm's investment philosophy. This becomes more important, particularly with consumer duty and matching your investment philosophy to the investment proposition you use, whether it's a centralized investment proposition or whether it's a multi-asset fund, or whether you run your own model portfolios for individual clients or whatever that might be. Your an outline of your investment philosophy is good to do. And also, you'll note under the next one, which is target client definitions, we have that as optional just now. When consumer duty comes in, that will actually stop being optional, because the regulator is going to require you to know your target client definitions and match them up with the propositions that you're using in terms of value for money statements and suitability and all of that kind of thing. Once you've done that, if you would like to, and again, this is optional, you can add the portfolios that you use from the investment proposition that you've told it that you're using. So if it was a multi-manager or a multi-asset fund, and that happened to be Vanguard, and you use not all of the Vanguard portfolios, you would just put in the ones you use. And similarly, if it was an MPS. So for this one, I've seeded it with the portfolios that we use from the Sparrows factor, score factor, index funds only, MPS range. And that is it. That is me finished. So after you've created your client proposition via client segments, there's a second part to do before getting started, which is to consider platform pricing. That is to build into Analyser, if you as a firm have a pricing deal in place, even with one platform, but you may have a pricing deal in place with others that is a reduction and is different to the standard, what we like to call sticker point pricing that platforms advertise. Some do deals, some don't, but it's becoming more and more common. We would always encourage you to consider beating up your BDM to get a better price if at all possible. And Analyser does this for you. It's the only tool in the market where a firm can create a completely bespoke view of the market for the pricing comparisons that will apply to their clients by using pricing. So what I'm going to do in order to show you how it works is quickly add a structure. So you can see I've got a number set up already, but the way to do it is you click on the obviously yellow add structure. I shall pick on Aberdeen Wrap because I don't currently have one set up for Aberdeen Wrap. Aberdeen Wrap's obviously got two different pricing structures. I'll just go with the standard one and click customize. What I'm then presented with is Aberdeen. I do have a thing about typing Aberdeen without the vowels. I must admit, I don't like it. I'm not sure how many people do, but Aberdeen Wrap deal. And what you can see is the system is pre-set up with the standard pricing for this Aberdeen Wrap standard structure. So 40 basis points up to 250k and so on and so forth. What I can simply do is, if your deal gets you down to 30 basis points up to 250k, for example, and 20 basis points from 250 up to 750 and so on and so forth, it is literally a case of putting in the different percentages that you have negotiated. That similarly, this is for the SIP charges, ditto for pensions, if we've got that down to, so ISA and bond, if we've got that down to 30 and 20. It also allows you to put in flat fees if you have flat fees and minimum and maximum charges. And it is as simple as that. One thing, once I save that, what I would also mention is that it's then very easy to change. So don't worry if you've put something in wrong or need to revisit it or anything like that. The way Analyser works is once you've typed something into it and moved on to the next screen, it's always saved. So you can always go back and, just like this, go in and edit it. You might have decided you want to call it something different or so on and so forth. You may also be using Analyser to model potential deals, and you can use the pricing structure, the ad hoc pricing, custom pricing for that reason as well. However, this is getting started. So once you've done this bit, essentially you are good to go and move on to applying that into the full due diligence module, which we're not going to get into any depth today, but just to show you when you add a report, it will bring up the segment that you've done. So this one was accumulation. And then you start with the due diligence report from stage 1 in terms of giving it a name, articulating your current situation, and also another thing that you can do is copy from previous reports, which will show you in terms of your selections if, for example, you run segments and a lot of the things are the same. But that is for the next time. This has got you started, and what it will do is pull in the information that you've created in the My Firm and segmentations, build that into your report and take it right through to stage 8 and give it the audit trail and run central to the work that you do. Abbey is on with me. Abbey, is there anything about pricing that we have is worth adding in?
Yeah, just obviously a lot of firms get bespoke pricing, not just the BIPs, but the banding. So if an advisor has a different banding to the core pricing, can we change it for them?
Yes, we can. So that's a good question. As I mentioned, for every platform that's on Analyser and its whole of market for all the retail platforms, the standard banding is set up. However, what we have learned since we've been in the market with this is that some of the pricing deals that platforms give, more than we expected, don't fit in with the existing bands. So it could be, taking this one as an example, the deal you might get from Standard Life could be something like from 0 up to 500,000 as X basis points, and so on and so forth. If that is the case, don't worry, we've got your back. We can do that for you. It's just that we would do it in the back end. So in order to make that work, all you need to do is set the deal up. So go into My Firm, go into My Pricing, add a structure like this. Again, I'll use a different platform this time. Let's do Fusion Wealth. Create the deal for Fusion Wealth. Hit customize, give it a name. So Fuse 1 deal or Fusion deal. Leave it at that, save it, then hit the get in touch button and say, I've created a Fusion deal, and however, it's out with Fusion standard bandings. Tell us what the pricing you have is and what the bands are and any minimum, maximum or flat charges. We will then go in the back end and create that for you and let you know when it's ready. You can, as I say, you can do that via get in touch, or you can email us at support@landcapfinancial.com. So I'm now at the end of the getting started part. I'm going to just pass over to Abbey, who will tell you a little bit more about if you would like a fuller demo and how to do that and how we work that side of things.
Thanks, Terry. Yeah, so if you want to get in touch for more support or any questions about the tool, you can use the get in touch button at the bottom of the Analyser portal website. We have a great new website that we'll link below, so you can jump on that and get lots of support, FAQs, hints and tips. And also, if you do want a one-to-one demo, we're here for them. Just get in touch with us at support@landcapfinancial.com and we'll arrange one for you.
Thanks, everyone.
Thanks. Bye.